told me that the baby he had a little bit of drop on it, like right here by his mouth. So I came out of the room and I cleaned up the throw up and I got the what was in his mouth out with the bulb. He had he had a bunch of saliva in there because he sounded like he was gurgling. And I changed his diaper and I put him on his next milk and I walked by him and I noticed that it looked like he wasn't breathing.
A young boy with special needs relied heavily on his mom, but when his mom allegedly failed to take care of him, the result was nothing short of horrific. I'm Elizabeth Millner with Law&Crime. Picture in your mind a 5-year-old boy. He's nonverbal, blind, and required medication multiple times a day and around-the-clock care. Now picture police finding that same young boy emaciated, only skin and bones, after his mom allegedly just didn't feed him. We covered this case back in January, but more body cam video obtained by Law&Crime is showing us a whole lot more.
Hey, Marcella. So I'm Sergeant Medina, the police department.
Anyway, what's your
I'm sorry
name
for
and
your guys' loss. I can't imagine how you guys are feeling. So my condolences to you guys. If you guys need anything, you guys can reach out to one officer or me, and I can try to help you guys as much as I can. I'm trying to make this as comfortable as possible. It's a very traumatic situation to be going through, so we're trying to make it as comfortable as possible.
This was the aftermath after police were called to a home in Albuquerque, New Mexico, after Marcella Montelongo's 5-year-old son was found unresponsive.
She's a damn good mom. She don't leave the house. She's with him all day, every day.
Okay.
But,
so he requires constant care, basically.
Yeah, basically. The school was supposed to, they told her, you can't come to school until he puts on more weight, you know?
Oh,
and
so they had stopped accepting him because he was losing weight?
And I don't think that was right. Maybe someone should have stepped in and evaluated him or something, but, you know.
Okay.
She's very shy. She's like...
This case got on police radar on July 16th of 2023. That's when they were dispatched to Marcella's home. We saw a glimpse of what happened hours after Marcella's son's body was taken from her home. But let's see what happened when officers first arrived.
Is it your kid that was called for? No.
My little cousin.
Your little cousin.
Marcella, she's in there. She's on the other side. That's her kid.
Okay. What happened?
I guess she was saying, she was telling them that I guess he was coughing up a little bit. So she was grabbing the little thing that she uses to get the options. So yeah, she was doing that, and then she said that he stopped breathing, or somewhere in that category. I'm not really sure.
Okay. Did you see anything that happened or no?
No, I was in my room, and then she started panicking, and she was like, "Oh my God, Jason's dead, Jason's dead!" And I'm just like, "Oh no." Well, honestly, at first she's like, "Hey, call the police, right?" Now I was sitting down there, she was like, "Hey, call the police," and I was like, "Oh." So I was just like, call the police. I guess when she was right there sitting down, the note and cough note happened a little before, right? So I sat down, and I thought everything was fine because this happens all the time, right? She always uses that. So I called the cops, boom, that's when it happened. That's all I really know.
Chunks of this body cam were redacted, so we didn't get to hear what the paramedics said to the officer, or what was said when officers first walked into Marcella's home. But initially, they thought Marcella's son might have died from muscular dystrophy.
So what health problems did he have? Muscular dystrophy?
Yeah, that's as much as we were told. It was just real quick when he came out to get something and put back in.
I don't
know.
It's like a nervous system disease.
So the way he explained it comes out, he goes, these kids, especially this kid, he's got muscle dystrophy. He said he's like skin and bones right now. And he was like, he said there's nothing suspicious in this stuff. But they see, obviously we haven't done it.
I think it's like one of those diseases that you live with till they tease you. That's always what I think so.
A big thank you to Odoo for sponsoring us. Odoo is an incredible all-in-one business management software that provides you with a range of applications. One of my favorites is Odoo's website builder. With their drag and drop features and AI copywriter, it helps me come up with website descriptions, like the site I built for my cat Buttons. It's pretty easy to set up, and just a couple minutes later, I now have buttonsthecat.com. So again, a huge thank you to Odoo for sponsoring our news stories, and you can build your website now as well. The domain is free for the first year when you use our link, odoo.com/lcnewsweb. Again, that's odoo.com/lcnewsweb for a free domain for your first year. Once we see inside the home, Marcella can be seen in tears.
Grandma, stop! They're doing the best that they can. They're doing the best that they can.
I know it.
Come on, they Grandma, let them work. Let them work. A lot of time. I'm sorry.
The majority of the conversation after that point was redacted, so it's unclear who the officer is talking to. But the woman emphasizes Marcella wants to be close to her son when he takes his final breaths.
If he doesn't come through right now, that she just be right there. Well, let him go.
So I understand that, but we also have, so we don't know like the history.
Right, but the paramedic is right there.
No, I know, but so like we have people, because it's a child,
Right.
we have people that we have to call to make sure that there's nothing.
Well, then you need to get them over here right now.
Right, so,
Because
but
her son is about. If he doesn't go, she has every right to be right there. Even if you stand right there, she should be right there as he goes to God. It's important. This is the rest of her life that she's got to live.
I feel you, but do you have anybody, more family coming?
Yeah, her aunt, his aunties.
Are also coming? How many people more?
There's probably going to be about. No, maybe my one sister's coming from Rio Rancho, and my other sister's coming from the Northeast.
Okay.
It's our grandnephew.
Okay. So like I was.
They'll wait outside.
Okay.
They know.
And then like I was explaining to you earlier, just because I understand
No,
that you
I
guys
totally
want to be here,
understand.
but we do
Once he
if
passes,
does-
we know we have to back off.
Okay.
All she's doing is holding his head.
That's fine,
As
yeah.
they do the compressions, because she's going to need this closure.
That's fine.
I lost my son in COVID, and I know you guys do a great job, but the police officers called me on the phone, and I thought it was a prank call. Then nobody came to my house, nobody did nothing. So I didn't get to see him until right about buried him. So I know she's going to need this closure.
Yeah, for sure.
So just bear with us. As soon as they're going to call us, she's going to step away.
Okay. And so you kind of know the process.
Yes.
Too, right? And we'll have somebody come
Yes.
out and they have to look
Right,
at
they have to
everything.
investigate. We lost my sister here, so we know that
Okay.
she was in hospice and stuff like that.
Okay. And it's just Marcella and Grandma that was here, right?
Right, and Lawrence talking to her.
Yeah.
When the doctor said he was not going to live one day from that hospital, he lived 5 years, Lord Jesus, and it was just time for you to call him home. We humbly, your servants, just thank you for letting him bless our lives these last 5 years, Lord Jesus, and now you have called him home to be with his cousins, his aunts, his uncles, and his ancestors. Lord, we believe in your word, and in the name of Jesus, we believe in your word. As you died and gave your only begotten Son, Marcella is going to see her son one day in heaven. In Jesus' name, amen.
Such a nice prayer.
After the family prayed together, the officers moved them outside so they can start their investigation. And what they learned paints a completely different picture.
Our DC time was 2019.
No, they have to stay. We have to leave the room because they do have to photograph them because part of their process, and then the OMI will come, and the office of the medical
I have people in my
investigator will
room
come,
that
and then
list
they will
more
then
of
pick them up,
everything is wrong with
and
it.
they can just,
A list of what,
they already
medications
decide
or
whether to do an
His
autopsy.
history. I think I have
Okay.
paperwork.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry. Sorry for your loss.
Thank you guys.
The chaplain's in route, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here's the chaplain.
They tried their best.
We have a chaplain in Rodriguez.
It was time.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I just came in and feel. Looks like a few people come out. Hi, I'm Chaplain Kristen.
This is Jay. This is Maricela. This is the mama.
Can we just
Hi,
can
do you want me to
talk
go outside? Yeah.
We can pray outside.
Yeah, let's go outside. They have a lot of work they need to do, so.
Can you go outside with them?
Come outside.
What?
Let's go, Mom.
You don't get
Is there front or back? Is there a place to
Somebody's
sit?
phone.
or-
I think they should have found. What are you guys gonna do?
Come on, you gotta take pictures.
We have to go outside because they have to they have to do their work now.
Well, let me get my shoes.
Cousin, right? Did you hear what
I did. Yeah, he said that I guess she was sucking out mucus or something, and then
Also, he told us too when we were out here. We kind of talked to him, and he said, I guess he's supposed to. Go ahead. Supposed to be on a different type of formula. He wasn't being given it.
Can you advise the status of the child?
It's 10-7.
I have some
So
developmental delays
and
also.
that's what they were talking about. Is like she might not have been giving him the proper nutrients. So let me call Brown, see what he says, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. What's up?
Did mom ever tell you like where they were at?
He was on the couch, from what I gather. So I guess she had given him his milk, is what she said, and then the grandma was like, he threw up, is what she told her. So she started sucking stuff out of his mouth and nose, and then
Is this what?
and then he stopped breathing apparently. I don't know what that is.
It looks kind of like slow. I don't know.
But I guess he stopped breathing, and that's when she told the cousin to call 911.
Okay.
And I'm assuming they probably told her to put him on the floor. I don't know. But it's just cousin, mom, and grandma that live here.
Okay. And I'm assuming it's AFR that covered.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were like, "Is it okay if we cover him just for the family?" And I was like,
Okay. Let me go call my supervisor and do you know if CACU is gonna be?
I think they're gonna come out. So I guess Sarge was saying that potentially she was giving him the wrong formula. So maybe he wasn't getting the right nutrients. I don't know. But I think mom might have.
telling us now that he said he's been concerned for a while because the 30 kids was skinny, and apparently either mom wasn't giving formula or not giving enough formula, or he's supposed to be on a special diet, some kind of formula.
And she missed her last doctor's appointment, the kid's doctor, is what she said. But she didn't remember when that was. It was. I got the doctor's name.
Is it sounding like anything criminal at this point? Or?
I think mom might have developmental delays. Honestly, like when we're standing there talking, she was like kind of doing like this number.
Okay. Okay. I'll go call my supervisor. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're gonna.
I think. Is CACU coming out?
967-6380.
Did you write the everybody here?
I did.
I'm gonna go just
I just need
update
to
my
make sure
supervisor. I mean, it
Grandma
doesn't seem suspicious to me, but
Okay, so let me go watch it. Lawrence was inside.
All of the whatever. So is terrorism around him?
Do you want me to take it?
Hey, sir, this is Sergeant McGee.
It's up to you.
You did get it all. I'm writing a separate.
Probably. Yeah, we're both writing 42 emails.
Yeah, since you got involved, it's just the way you walked in there is how it happened. Yeah, if you don't mind, did you already have a full case for me?
No, I could pull it up. Is CACU coming out? Who? CACU. CAC.
I think he's talking right now.
Okay, so they're going to see it later.
But she's talking to the supervisor, but yeah, it's obviously not really 31, so
Yeah, I think.
So, I'm not going to tell you, the only thing that's concerning me is the formula.
or the lack
Maybe like a
of
neglect thing. Yeah.
right. So we were told that he's going to relay that to him.
I think mom has developmental diseases. It seems like it too. I don't know. So CACU will determine when we call Maya, or
She's
gonna do.
you can call him right now, but well, she's going to talk to the supervisor first and determine whether what way we're going to go. He's talking to CSU, if they say hold it, then obviously we'll go that route. Okay, call CSU or CACU.
So kid was on the couch. Mom said that she had given him his milk because he was fed by a G-tube. She had given him his milk. The grandma came by and was like, "Hey, he has like spittle or throw up." So she went to go check him. She figured it was just like I'm not exactly sure like what their like medical stuff is, but she was sucking out like mucus and throw up or whatever out of his mouth, and then realized that he wasn't breathing. And so that's whenever she told Lawrence, the cousin, to call 911. And then I'm assuming when AFR was giving him like pre-arrival instructions, they told him to take him off the couch to start CPR because he's laying on the floor in front of the couch right now.
Okay. And then I guess the 31 aspect is that the cousin kind of mom and medical directive to feed him a certain formula that would allow him to help gain weight, and that hasn't been happening.
I'm assuming I didn't get that from cousin because I talked to cousin initially when I showed up, and I was like, do you live here? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what happened? And he said, and then basically what I just told you, that mom was freaking out. He called 911. That's all I got from him, but I guess my sergeant talked to him and he was telling him something that he potentially wasn't getting the right formula. Mom did tell me, so kid has an attending doctor because I guess he was only supposed to make it 5 months from birth is what the doctors had told him when he was born, and I guess he was on hospice when he was born, and then he made it off of hospice, and then it's been just a struggle since then, basically, just kind of touch and go, apparently. And then she did say that she did miss his last doctor's appointment.
Do we know when the last appointment was?
She didn't remember. I asked her, but she didn't remember. She said she has the paperwork and stuff. But
did they kind of go over, like, I guess, kind of how the day was, like a normal day, or like as far as the child's demeanor throughout the day, or?
No, I hadn't gotten to that point yet. They're still pretty distraught.
So what did Marcella have to say? Well, she claimed she fed her son, but didn't remember at what time.
Marcella, I know it's kind of a difficult time right now, but can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah.
Can you kind of describe to me just kind of your day today with Jace?
Yeah, I fed him earlier, and then I was in my room, and my grandma knocked on the door, and she told me that the baby he had a little bit of throw up on it, like right here by his mouth. So I came out of the room, and I cleaned up the throw up, and I got the what was in his mouth out with the bulb. He had he had a bunch of saliva in there because it sounded like he was gurgling. And I changed his diaper, and I put him on his next milk, and I walked by him and I noticed that it looked like he wasn't breathing, and I picked him up and I told my cousin who was sitting on the recliner, I told him to call 911, and they told me to do the CPR. I put him on the floor to do CPR. Yeah.
Do you have any other children?
No.
No, just him.
Just him.
What about dad? Is dad involved at all?
No, he's in prison.
Okay. Has he ever been involved? Dad?
Not really, no.
No. Okay. Whenever you said you give him his milk, do you remember what time that was?
No, not exactly, no.
Can you kind of explain to me, like, your typical daily routine with Jace?
Yeah.
Like when you start up in the morning and stuff.
You know,
just start up when you get up.
Okay. He takes his medication 3 times a day.
Which, like every single medication, or is it just certain ones?
The baclofen he takes 3 times a day. The
Okay.
famotidine he takes in the morning. And he's fed 4 milks a day, and then bolus at night.
Bolus?
It means it runs for the night.
What's bolus?
A continuous feed, like over a period of so many hours.
And this is all through his G-tube?
Yeah.
Okay. The milk, is it like a prescription milk, or like?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
What do you know, like the name of it?
Yeah. There's a box in there. I can't even think of the name of it. It's right there in the box. I can't even think of the name.
Okay, that's fine. And you said 3 times a day, right? Is it like pretty consistent for you, or is it just kind of like, would he show, like, could he talk and stuff?
No, he was nonverbal.
He was nonverbal. Okay.
Sometimes I would skip a feed because he would spit it out. Yeah. And since he is recently losing weight, they changed him to a different formula. So
when did they do that?
That was like about a month ago, I think.
About a month ago?
Yeah.
So in June sometime?
Yeah.
Was that his doctor? They changed the formula, huh?
Yeah.
Because he was losing weight?
Yeah, because we noticed, he had a weight loss.
Okay. Did it seem to help?
Not really, no.
Was he? Was there anything like unusual today that like wasn't a typical day?
No, he's fine. He's fine.
Okay. And Jace typically just stays on the couch. Is that like typically where you keep him?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that you think I missed that might be important?
If you need any of the paperwork, I'll get him from inside if you need any of
It's
them.
all inside.
Right down the block, right there on Williams.
On Williams. So it's just like a clinic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right this way on Broadway. Right there on Broadway?
No. It's on Williams. Right under the bridge.
Would you like carry him to his appointments or?
No, I'd get rides.
Okay, you would have somebody come pick you up. So there was a bottle of medication like underneath the TV, and it looked like
there
was something like half chewed up.
Oh no! I would put his pills in there because I have to draw him up with a syringe to give it to him in his tube.
Oh, so you have to dissolve it first.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
So does that take like a while to dissolve? Is that like do you start early or like?
Well, I give him these medications at 6, 2 o'clock, and at 10. So that one I was getting ready to give it to him.
At 10.
Yeah. No. 10 at night, and then he gets at 2 p.m. and then in 6 in the morning. But
so that medication, which dose was that one?
That one was for the afternoon dose.
The 2 o'clock?
Yeah, I think so.
Had you missed it? Do you know what time it is now?
I don't know what time it is.
Okay. Because you called rescue right away whenever you saw that he wasn't breathing, right?
Yeah, I had my cousin call you guys. I didn't know. I didn't see what time it was.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all I have right now. We are going to have like more people coming out.
That's fine.
So it's probably going to be a little bit
That's
process.
okay.
I apologize for all this, but it's just kind of what we have to do, okay?
Yes, fine.
After speaking with her, it seems officers got even more suspicious and reported the case to the state's Child, Youth, and Families Department.
He's very, very emaciated.
He's very what?
Emaciated, just very skinny. She did miss his last doctor's appointment. They recently changed him to a different, so he's fed by G-tube. They recently changed him to a different formula because he was losing weight. That was last month. The cousin, Lawrence, is saying that he did have some concerns that maybe Marcella wasn't feeding him the proper formula, but I don't know if that's correct or not.
But do we know when that doctor's appointment that she missed was?
No, she doesn't remember.
And then when did they change his formula?
Last month, sometime in June.
According to police, Marcella's son Jace wasn't just emaciated. When they saw his body, they also noticed his hip bones were clearly defined, and he had open ulcers on his tailbone. Marcella's boyfriend Randy later showed up to the home. He's not Jace's father, but he was with Marcella for years and shared more about what happened inside the home.
How was Jace? Was it like a constant care thing or like?
What do you mean?
Like just how, like what was your guys' like everyday routine?
Well, our everyday routine is, feed him every 3 hours. I know he was losing weight, but, she takes care of him. She's a good mom. She's a damn good mom. She don't leave the house. She's with him all day, every day.
Okay.
But,
so he requires constant care, basically?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Was he able to like talk or anything?
Oh, no, he couldn't talk. He just
just make sounds and stuff.
Yeah, he couldn't. He was supposed to pass away when he was born, and God gave him life, and she said, you're not gonna take the tube out my son or the air until his due date because he was born premature. And when his due date came, they took his air thing off. The doctor said he was going to pass away. And she said, well, that's up to God. And he did. He breathed on his own.
Oh, it's a miracle, huh?
Yeah.
Shit, I was just saying, I'm afraid she's gonna do something to herself.
Well, I hope not. Definitely I mean, this is gonna take a while tonight, but if you see any signs of her being suicidal or anything, that definitely call us, okay? Because we don't want that to happen to her either, and I'm sure you don't. Did you ever help her, like, take her to appointments with Jace, or?
Yeah, I helped her. My car's broke, yeah.
Oh, man. Is this your car?
Yeah.
Okay. And that, did Jace have, like, a doctor that he saw all the time?
Yeah, there's a doctor that he sees.
Okay. Do you remember, because I asked her, but she didn't remember when his last appointment was. Do you remember when that was?
He was going for school to the blind, and it's been a minute, so I don't know. I can't really say.
Okay, but he was going to school?
Yeah, school for the blind.
School for the blind. Where's that at?
In the Heights.
Where at?
In the Heights.
In the Heights?
I don't know. That's not one to Boulder Bank somewhere.
Okay.
It's called School for the Blind. It's the only school around like that takes care of kids that, that have cerebral palsy and can't see, teach them.
Would they transport him or no?
Yeah, they transport him.
Oh, okay. Was that like an everyday thing? He would go to school?
Every day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then he started losing weight, and the doctor said the school, they wanted him to go to school, and so he put on weight, and I didn't think that was right.
They say that again?
The school was supposed to, they told her, he can't come to school until he puts on more weight,
Oh,
and
so they had stopped accepting him because he was losing weight.
And I don't think that was right. Maybe someone should have stepped in and evaluated him or something, but
Okay.
She's very shy. She's like,
okay. Do you ever remember CYFD ever coming out to talk to you guys about Jace?
Yeah, they came.
A couple times, or like how many times more or less?
Maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay. Did they ever tell you, try to help you guys, or
at all?
They never helped you?
I don't think they did.
No. Do you remember? So the last time that CYFD was out, do you remember what happened?
He said he was. She called. She wouldn't even come.
Marcella called CYFD.
The lady, the CYFD, they would call and says the case is closed now. It's not open no more, and everything's fine. It's like
they said that everything was okay. Then how did it start? How did that CYFD?
This started because he was going to school, and they said he lost a little bit of weight, but she feeds him. He drinks milk, and it's not food like we eat every day, And to me, he's growing, he's getting bigger. They needed to get him with something else, more food or something.
Yeah, something different.
And she says, no, I gotta leave the doctor. I told her to feed him something else, but we can't feed him anything else because he has to get fed what the doctor, But I really can't say much because she's the mom, I'm the boyfriend. I'm not the dad, but I care for him.
Okay. You guys 49 minutes. If you want to talk to her, you can. Okay.
I don't know what to tell her.
I think sometimes being there, right, is help. Whenever you have I know you said you're kind of worried that she's going to do something to herself. Just having a support system, right? Having a good boyfriend, a good mom, dad, all that kind of stuff. That definitely helps. Having people around.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not really about what you say. It's just being there, right? Just being emotional support.
I don't know. You don't even know how bad I feel. I was gone. She texted me when the baby passed me.
She texted you whenever she called 911?
Yeah, I guess, and I don't know when, and then I didn't look at my phone for a long time, and you know how bad I feel?
Do you have that text by chance?
I do.
Do you mind if I see the timestamp on it?
She's a good mom.
Randy mentioned the New Mexico Children, Youth, and Families Department did make visits out to the home. The State Department reportedly got 4 reports of medical neglect. And Marcella didn't miss just one of her son's doctor's appointments. It was several. Even when he was losing weight, she didn't think it was a concern. Jace was even enrolled in school, but he only went to the blind and visually impaired school for 1 day back in September of 2022, then never showed up again. But Marcella's cousin mentioned a big clue. She might have been using drugs.
Well, I know last time, I know she quit meth when my cousin Adrian died. I was the last person to smoke with him, actually. I mean, honestly, I remember that. But yeah, once he died, she stopped smoking because, like, when someone dies that's close to her, she panics. She doesn't know how to cope with her emotions. She wants to kill herself up. I'm just like, brought down to herself. It's like, how could I say that, right? Something bad just happened. But it's like, you wasn't doing what you had to do. I don't know. But yeah, there's a past drugs too. There might even be some, I can't say 100%. There might be some drugs involved right now. But yeah.
Since you've been back in the home, have you witnessed any use of drugs?
I've definitely smelled, like, you guys know what blues are? I know what that smells like. I've smoked them personally, so it's like, I could definitely identify that. So yeah, I have, I think there's possibly blues or something. Like, my grandma, she even thinks she's on something sometimes. Yeah. So she's always asleep. She's a sleepy type of person.
Do you think she's sleepy because of drug use, or you know what she was like prior to, like, I guess, heavy into drugs?
She always sleeps. She always sleeps, but like, I think she could be doing it, honestly. So does my grandma and probably a couple other people in my family. But it's like she has her choice. It's like, what could I couldn't call see why I did all the information. But it's like, she came back on me. It's like, and then it's like, but then it's a kid though, and now he's dead, you feel me? And it's like, honestly, a week ago I was telling myself, I looked at him, I was like, damn, he's gonna die. Literally, I mean, when my mom died, I told myself the same thing. When my cousin Adrian died, I told myself the same thing. But no one ever listens to me, you feel me?
And just so you know, like, don't let that hinder you in, like, reporting, because when you report a CID, you can report anonymously. So you can just give them information, and then if you say, no, I'm doing this anonymously, they're not even going to ask you, like, for your information. So it's just you have concerns, which could be valid, right? And then they'll get involved if they meet their criteria. So just so you know for future use.
Jace's autopsy showed he weighed less than 14 pounds at the time of his death. His cause of death was starvation and dehydration and ruled a homicide. Now, Jace died in July of 2023, but Marcella wasn't arrested until February of 2024. A judge ruled to keep her in custody until her trial and complete an addiction treatment program while she's in jail. A bench trial was scheduled for May of last year, but the case never made it to trial. Marcella Montelongo died in jail custody. Officials say they performed life-saving measures, but it's unclear what was her cause of death. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Millner.